Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun, do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.
Hey, it's Nate, and today I am doing Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. This classic needs no introduction. I will say, this song is deceptively complicated. While the vibe is a simple, breezy song, it's actually full of weird time signatures, and the chord accompaniment part has a lot of little melodies in it. So this tutorial will be on the more advanced end for this channel. That said, I'll give you a few options for keeping it simpler, so if you love this song, give it a go. And even if you're not experienced with counting unusual time signatures, if you've been listening to this song for years and know it in your bones, you might be able to get some of those technically complex rhythms intuitively. Let's jump in. Okay, so first off, I recommend you get the chords and lyrics chart. There's a link down in the description, and that'll help you follow along and see where all the chords line up with the lyrics. We'll start out with the intro. Here's what it's gonna sound like. Before we dive into the notes, let's look at the underlying chords, because with a lot of this song, it is a simple chord progression that you play, and then the melody notes kind of get hung on those chord shapes. So here's the underlying chords. We've got an A major chord. This is going to come up a lot in this song. So I'm going to do this A here with my first finger below middle C, and then in the right hand, I've got an E, an A, and a C sharp. And then it's two measures on that. Then we've got a D major chord, just root position D. I'm using my fifth finger on the bass note here, D, F sharp, and A. I'm gonna use 1, 2, 3 mostly, just because that frees up the fingers for the other melody notes. And then E7, so fourth finger on the E bass note, and then D, G sharp, and B in the right. And we're in 4/4 time, so each of these measures get 4 counts, although that little dash at the beginning represents the fact that the song actually starts on beat 2 of the first measure. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it would start again, but with the full measure of A at the start of that line. But here are the full notes counted out in eighth notes. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and for each measure. And right hand is up top, left hand is on the bottom. Let's just look at that left first. It's really simple. We're just gonna be pulsing quarter notes on the roots of the chords, and just be sure to keep it really light. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down to D, 2, 3, 4, step up to E, 2, 3, 4, back to A, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, and. So that last E anticipates the measure, 4 and then we're just gonna hold it. So for the right hand, we're gonna start on count 2 with that A chord, just as I showed you before. We're gonna hit the chord and then play some melody notes within that shape. The E that is at the base of the chord, we're gonna hold that with our first finger the whole time as we do other things. The chord doesn't fully represent that, but so we're gonna hit it and then A, B, C sharp, A, with those 3 fingers there. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So it's helpful to just see where the left and right hand connect there. Okay, the next measure, the right hand doesn't hit until count 2. We're gonna do the E again with the C sharp on top, and then we've got a B and an A for melody notes. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So we're gonna come down and do, this is the bottom of that D major chord I showed you, D and F sharp with first and second finger. And so that is, once again, anticipating where the chord change is. That happens a lot throughout this song. So again, if we add the left hand, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and before the left hand switches to the D on the downbeat there. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. The left hand goes to D. And then here we just got some melody notes. A, B, A, F sharp. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So everything in that measure for the right hand is on the eighth notes between the counts. If we add all the left hand, it's 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So we're just going back and forth there. Okay, one more measure for this line. This is, of course, the left hand steps up to E, and we've got G sharp and D. So just think to our E7 chord we talked about. So we're gonna hit that, hold the D as we do F sharp, G, A, B, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. You can think of that F sharp at the end of the last measure as part of that melody. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4 with the left hand. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So let me just do that whole line. And one detail that I'm going to add is that first chord. I'm going to just do a little strum bring. So just, you think of it all as hitting on count 2, but we're going to sort of anticipate, do the bottom note first, then the middle note, then the top. Like that. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... Cool. You basically already know this next line. The first two measures are the same as the first two measures of the previous line, only difference being that we do hit the left hand on count 1 of that measure. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. And now this is really similar here, but the notes are different. We're going to go all the way up to C sharp, B, A. Same rhythm though on the eighth notes. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So again, we're thinking about that E7 chord, but because the melody note is the G sharp, we want that to be the highest note heard. So we just hold those two notes. I'm going to play it through one more time slowly, but take all the time you need to really get the hang of this right hand part, because once you start playing and singing the verses, this is the kind of melodies we do. It's a lot of those same melodies again while singing, so you want to have them really solid in your muscle memory. 1. 2, 3, 4, and then the first chorus starts. Here comes the sun. Okay, so here are the chords to the chorus. Once again, we're gonna do some melody stuff, but it's instructive just to go over the underlying chords. Now, it starts out the same. We've got 2 measures of A. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. So 8 counts total. Just notice that I took the left hand down an octave with the first finger to do that A bass note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now to D. Here comes the sun. Okay, so just one measure on D, and then we've got B7. We're just gonna have to pick up the left hand to reach down to this low B bass note, and I'm just doing the top part of the B7 here. D sharp, F sharp, and A. And here's where I want to say, you're gonna have to use your ear a lot for this song. I'm not gonna chart out every note for every verse and chorus. You are basically going to use the same fingers we've been using to play these melodies on those same notes. It's a lot of A's, B's, and C sharps, and it just follows the vocal melody. The acoustic guitar in this case just doubles the vocals for so much of the song. So we've got 1, here comes the sun. So just harmonizing with the low note of the chord. Here comes the sun. Do-do-do, C sharp, A, B, C sharp. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and you can always hit the bottom note again. Okay, and now we're going to the D. Here comes the, so it's a little bit of a stretch here with the C sharp and B's. Here comes the sun. 8 goes to that B in the right hand, an eighth note early, kind of like we were doing in the intro. 1, here comes the, and 1, 2, 3, 4. On the B7, you're just gonna hit gentle chord notes. Son 1, did I say it's alright? So we're starting that next line here, back to the A. 1, it's alright, just C sharp, B, A. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, this is where it gets weird. No way around this. We've got so we go to 3/8 here. We've been in 4/4 time. Now, the important thing to know about the time signatures where instead of a 4, we've got an 8 at the bottom is we are thinking as counting the eighth notes. The count becomes twice as fast. So instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and at the pace of those eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that is true for the measure of D, and then the 3 measures after that until you hit the 2/4, those are all going to be in 3/8 time. So if you want to keep it really simple, you could just do the chords 1, 2, 3 with just a D major chord. 1, 2, 3. We've got this A inversion here, C sharp, E, and A, stepping down to the C sharp bass note because it's A slash or over C sharp. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. B minor 7, you can just go back to the D voicing in the right hand while doing the B bass note. Back to A, so same thing in the right hand for the A, but with the actual A bass note. So again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right hand's just going back and forth between those two shapes. And then we're back to 4 in the bottom of the time signature. It's just for 2 counts. You could hit an E major chord, high octave here, and then low octave here on 1, 2, or 1 and 2 and. So the timing on that whole line before I give you the full arpeggio pattern is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and. But here are the notes for the fully fleshed out version, starting with the pickup note into where it switches to 3/8 time. So we're going to actually do 2 notes at a time in the left hand here. Starting with the D chord, it's going to be D fifths, D and A. And if you just look ahead, notice that the first finger is going to stay on A for a number of measures here with the bottom note walking down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just like that. And then we're going to do top octave, bottom octave on the E. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now the right hand melody starts with this pickup note before it switches to 3/8 time. That's at the end of the measure of A. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So we're just going to hit it on the and with our first finger, and then the arpeggio is going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and 2, and. So we've got E, F sharp, A, B, and then E, A, B, and then D, A, B. So it's pretty repetitive, but we're moving the first finger down, and then we just move it back up for one more E, A, B. Again, we've got and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're just going to kind of step down in the key here. A, G sharp, F sharp, E, 1 and 2 and. So in terms of the time signature, just notice that those eighth notes in the measure of 2/4 time are at the same pace as the counts in 3/8 time, but we're thinking 1 and 2 and. If you put them together, it sounds like this. So let me play through that whole first chorus and then we'll just keep on cruising. Here comes the sun, do do do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. then we would just jump right into the first verse. Okay, here are the underlying chords to the first verse, and all the verses really. Should already look familiar. It's the same thing that was underlying the intro, so we already know the chords. And I'm gonna give you a couple layers of how you can do this. If it's too tricky to do anything more complicated while singing, you can totally just do quarter notes on the chords.
Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter.
Sounds fine. And then I want to teach you a rhythm that's going to be the backbone feel of how I do this. And on that, we can also end up hanging the full melodies in the right hand. But here is the rhythm for the left hand bass part I'm going to do. In every measure, I'm going to hit on count 1 and also the and after 2 and count 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Take as long as you need to get that so you can play it without thinking. Just get it in your muscle memory. And then a cool playing pattern that we're going to be doing some of, but if you don't want to do the melody, you can just get in the groove with this and sing over it, is going to look like this. The right hand plays on counts 1, 2. It plays on count 3, but just the bottom note, or where the first finger is, and then immediately hitting the chord again on the and after 3, and then finally on the and after 4, just hitting that first finger again. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Combined with the left hand, we get 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. That is the rolling push pattern from the piano pattern toolbox, by the way. So you could just get used to jamming on that pattern and have the verse feel like this.
Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter.
I think that sounds awesome. But from here on out, I am going to be working with the melody. Now, for the verse, it is basically the same thing you already learned for the intro. The only two differences are I'm going to be doing that 1, 2, and 3, 4 in the left, and wherever there was just single melody notes in the intro, to get more impact, you can just do more hits and harmonizing with the other notes in the chord that you have available to you, usually the first finger for sure. So here's what I'll be playing for the verse. Again, that's the same melodies and rhythms we did in the intro. And it helps because you can just sing along with it. The right hand is just doubling the voice. So if you're singing, you're already doing those rhythms with your body.
Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here.
So notice on that E7, the last one, there is no melody. So I'm just defaulting to the playing pattern that I showed you a minute ago. Been here. Okay, so now we're in the next chorus. Here's the chorus to that. We already talked about the melody for Here Comes the Sun, do, do, do. But now we're just doing it with a little bit more harmony and adding that left hand rhythm.
Here comes the sun, do, do, do. Here comes the sun, and I say.
So still, we're just doing the quarter notes on the B7. It's a little trickier with the playing pattern. You anticipate the chord. And 1, 2, and 3, 4.
It's all right.
So just like we did before. Okay. And then this chorus has this little turnaround, these extra 2 chords at the end of it with the measure of A and the measure of E7. It's going to sound like this. So those are both melodies that we did in the intro. The only difference is we go directly from the A to the E7, and you got the little pickup note on the F sharp.
Little darling.
So now we are in the second verse. Second verse is going to be really similar to the first verse.
Little darling, the smiles returning to the face.
chorus. Looks like that. First two lines are exactly what we did in the previous chorus. And then yet again, there's this little turnaround moment at the end where it goes to A and does the... Except for this time, we just have a measure of 2/4 of E7, and we're just gonna hit on 1 and 2. 1, 2. And that is leading into the interlude section. This is where it gets quite hairy. This is the... Sun, 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 here it comes. Here are the underlying chords for this section. And I'm just gonna sketch out the chords in the counting first, because once you know that, the arpeggios are just tracing the chords. So we are right off the bat here in 3/8 time, thinking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we've got an E major chord, E, G sharp, and B, then a C major chord. Root position, C, E, G, coming up to the first finger on bass C here. Then a G major chord, also root position, G, B, D, D over F sharp, A, and D with F sharp in the bass. And then we've got a D chord, root position, D, F sharp, A, but don't even worry about the A, because this is only 2/8 time. We're just gonna do 1, 2, of course, D in the bass here, but we're only gonna have time to do 1, 2, the bottom two notes of the chord. So far, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Before we got a 2/4 measure of E7, and we're gonna hit both hands together. 1, 2. So just like the lead-in to this section. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Okay, now let's add that arpeggio. You're just playing the notes of each chord on every count. 1, 2, 3, ascending, bottom to top. So on the E, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And now for the A, I'm just gonna hit the left hand on 1, which gives me time to jump my right hand up for 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then it repeats around. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Sun, sun, here it comes. So the first time through, there is no vocals. It's just introducing the arpeggio, and then for the next bunch of repeats, you sing the sun, 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 here it comes. And you see a ×5 here. We're gonna go around 5 times. Again, the first time you don't sing. And once you start singing, it's 3 times exactly like I showed you. And then the final time, before we're done with the 5 repeats of that pattern, I'm gonna go up an octave with the right hand. Because the synthesizer on the recording starts getting high. So let me play it coming from the turnaround at the end of the third chorus, and then I'll go through all 5 repeats before I'll show you the final 2 lines here. So here comes the first of 3 with the singing. Sun, 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 here it comes. 2. Sun, sun, here it comes. 1 more exactly like that. Sun, 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 here it comes. So now the same thing again, but an octave higher in the right hand. Sun, 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 here it comes. Okay, so now we're on the next line. Now, the next line is the same thing again with the right hand an octave high, but we're not gonna go to the same 2/4 measure of E7 at the end of it. Sun, 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 here it comes. So one difference here is when we hit the measure of 4/4 time in A, instead of pulsing quarter notes in the right, I'm just gonna hold it and pulse quarter notes in the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then we have this sort of unique line here that is going to lead into the next verse. Here's what it's going to sound like. would be the next verse starting. So the left hand's gonna just stay steady on E the whole line. And you can do quarter notes like that, or Paul's bass actually starts doing eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. It's a little relentless, but if you want to add that, you totally can. And then here is what the right hand does. So the notes on the downbeat there, that is just the E7 chord as we've been doing it. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So that's the E7 sus4 being implied there with the D and the A. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So you can kind of see the rhythmic pattern here. It hits each chord on the and after 4 of each measure. And so at the end of the second measure, we just hit that full E7 as we had done it. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna sort of readjust my hand here to do and 4 on A, B before just hitting a fully voiced E7 chord. Rather than like that, we're gonna have the D on top because that's the melody note, so we want that to pop. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it doesn't show it in the chart, but I think it sounds really good to just pulse on that, maybe eighth notes for that whole measure leading up to the next verse. And I might do some eighth notes in the left. So all together, this line will sound something like this. Adding the eighth notes.
Little darling.
Okay, cool. I can now say that we're pretty much out of the woods. Everything that happens for the rest of the song is just versions of what we've already learned. Verse 3 is just like the other verses, just different lyrics. Chorus 4 is just like the other choruses. Here's the chords to that. So it's just going to be full on regular chorus. Just notice that there is not a little turnaround from A to E7 at the end of it because it rolls right into chorus 5. So the end of chorus 4, of course, is going to be,
it's alright.
And then we are immediately,
here comes the sun.
So here is what I've got for chorus 5. It starts out just like the other choruses.
Here comes the sun. Do, do, do. Here comes the sun.
So just notice this is the one chorus where he doesn't sing, and I say, it's just kind of just the chords on the B7 there.
It's alright. It's alright.
So that's the one difference. It does another time through,
it's alright,
and does all of that again. I do want to just point out, this is the one time the rhythm is slightly different on It's Alright. Every other time it's been,
it's alright.
so as in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. This time, the It's Alright in the right hand / the vocals starts on count 2. 1,
it's alright.
1, 2, and 3, and 4. Not the most important detail, but I think worth pointing out.
It's alright.
So I just went right into the outro there. Here is the outro. This should be familiar from the interlude section. 3/8 for the C, G, D over F, 2/8 for the D, and then just ending on an A. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And that is the final chord of the song. Now, instead of tracking the bass notes with the left hand, we're just gonna hit a C and an A, which gives it almost this more minor feel. And that's just gonna be held. You can use the sustain pedal here. It does get a little bit muddy, but I think it sounds pretty good as long as you do everything pretty gently. And then I'm going to hit octaves on that final A bass note and just let it ring out. and then the song is over. Okay, thank you for sticking with me. I know this is a complicated one, so I'm now gonna play it all the way through so you can see how all the parts fit together. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click the bell so you know when I put out more videos like this one. Okay, here's my version of Here Comes the Sun.
Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles return into their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. 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 Little